Welcome students, welcome to this next video lecture. And previously we have already studied about the personality analysis. Again, in that personality analysis we have observed the perspectives or views of Swami Vivekananda and Sigmund Freud and their definitions about personality, then structure of personality, then pillars of personality. These all things we have already studied. Again, we have also observed 7 habits of highly effective people, and somewhere it will be useful as a professional person in your professional career. So, today we are going to study the next point, that is self awareness. So, in this content, we will study what is that self awareness, how it is useful to our personality development, and how it is useful for develop our soft skills. Okay, so as far as this content is concerned, these things we are going to study, these following things we are going to study. Those points are here. How is it taught? Sorry. Why become self aware? What is self awareness? What to become aware about? How to make the self awareness process valuable for yourself? These things we are going to study in forthcoming slides. And why we study self awareness? Because it is useful to develop interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. And with the help of this, while developing these interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, you will become self aware. So, first question is raised here: why become self aware? So, the points raised here are we become self aware to improve our performance. Sure, definitely we want to improve our performance. That's why we should know ourselves, we should aware ourselves. Again, to develop intrapersonal skills means we should be aware, self aware, to develop intrapersonal skills as well as to develop interpersonal skills. So, how we can develop intrapersonal skills? So, it is given here: to manage yourself by setting appropriate goals, choose appropriate careers, manage stress, and to accept your tendencies of behaving, thinking, and feeling. Okay, if you are aware of these things, you will develop your intrapersonal skills. So, the base of this developing your intrapersonal or interpersonal skills is to become self aware. Again, how we can develop interpersonal skills? So, understand differences between you and others, understand why others react to you the way they do, means what is their perspective, from what angle they get your personality. That is called here understanding why others react to you the way they do. Then adapt your communication behaviors to others reaction. So these things you should know while becoming self aware. So what just we observed, why self aware? The question was raised there, why become self aware? And here second question is raised, what is self awareness? Okay, what is the concept of self awareness, or what is the definition of self awareness? So these things are explained in this current slide, that is ability to assess one's personality, behaviors, skills accurately. Okay, self awareness is an ability to assess one's personality, one's behaviors, one's skills accurately. And how we can assess these things? By observing one's own thoughts, by observing one's own behaviors, own skills, then using validated structured questionnaires. Okay, by this method we can observe or we can assess one's personality. What are the things mentioned here? By observing, we can assess the personality, one's personality, by observing one's own thoughts, behaviors, skills, again using validated structured questionnaires. So these are the methods given here to assess one's personality. Again, by comparing observations to an external sources, for example a standard or known other or first impression of other, means we may have first impression on others and we may ask to that person, how am I look, or what, where I am good and where I am best, and where I am lacking. So these things we can ask to those persons. Then by incorporating comparison into self observation and subsequent behavior. So by this method we can assess one's personality, and you may reach to the definition or concept of what is self awareness. Okay, so we often confused with the self awareness with self monitoring. Okay, so self monitoring is different and self awareness is different. Okay, so what is self monitoring? We may monitor someone else, or we are monitored by someone else. So self monitoring is an extent to which we monitor, regulate, control yourself in social situations. Okay, means we monitor someone else, we monitor people, we control people in social situations. For example, a high self monitor may deceive people by being friendly when he or she really dislikes them. Okay, and low self monitors behave accordingly according to their own inner states, whereas high monitors behave according to the social situations. So these are the two methods given here to monitor the self in social situations or in friendly situations. So knowing oneself is different from being able to change one's behaviors. Okay, knowing oneself is different from being able to change one's behaviors in the presence of others. Again, we may say that self monitoring is a part of self awareness. So self monitoring is also a good thing, but we cannot say that self monitoring is itself as is a self awareness. Rather, it is a part of self awareness. So why should leaders become self aware about this? Next question is raised here: what should leaders become self aware about? So here diagram is given. We should Our leaders should become self aware about intrapersonal skills and interpersonal skills. So intrapersonal skills include attitudes towards authority, self esteem, and interpersonal skills include self monitoring and social skills. Okay, and self control. In both the skills, we have common thing, that is we control ourselves, whether it is intrapersonal skills or interpersonal skills. So we have already studied what is personality in the perspective of Vivekananda and Sigmund Freud. Here we may have a review about personality. So a person's tendency toward thinking, behaving, and feeling in consistent ways across different types of situations and across time. Okay, means we have a particular personality. We may change our personality. We behave differently in different conditions, in different situations, and at different times. So it is our tendency towards thinking, behaving. Okay, that is called here personality. Again, we have types of personality, that is extraversion and agreeableness. Extraversion means gregarious, means it means that talkativeness. Some people talks a lot, talks more. Okay, some people are very friendly, that is called a friendliness. Assertiveness, activity, their activity level and excitement seeking, cheerfulness, these things includes in the extraversion. Then agreeableness means it includes sympathy, trust, morality, altruism, cooperation, and modesty. So these are the types of personality, or these are the contents of our personality. So how is behavior different from personality? Just we observe that behavior is also part of our personality. We behave differently at different times or different situations. Okay, so behavior can be observed, measured all the time. Okay, behavior can be observed, measured all the time. For example, talkativeness in social situations is extraversion, versus talkativeness in non-social situation is not. Okay, means if you are talking more in social situations, you are considered, or you are observed as an extraversion person. But if you are talking more in non-social situations, it doesn't mean that you are extraversion. So behavior is also influenced by personality and other factors. So what are those other factors? For example, talking in class is determined by personality and reinforced in class, whereas talking across different social situations is determined by personality. For example, you are not talkative so much, but teaching is your profession. That time you should be talkative. Okay, and here the your personality assessed by students is in different way, and you are not talkative, in social situations, and in that society people will access you or observe you differently. Okay, so it matters here, your personality, your factors, that is behavior matters while assessing your personality. So we have personality, we have a good personality, or we have all rounder personality. But why we have that personality? We form our personality because of skills, but we can't consider that skill itself is a personality. So here explanation is given about skill and personality. And what is the difference between skill and personality? Let's have a look here. Skills are changeable and malleable, means we can change our skills. For example, if we don't have a good handwriting, but we may improve that. That is our calligraphy, that is our writing skill. But personality relatively more stable across time and situation. Okay, again learn, you can means you can learn the skills, but personality is not a thing to learn. It has affected by your genes, it is affected by your environment. You can form your good personality by these two things, that is heredity and environment. Rather skills are learned. Again skills are more concrete, and personality is more abstract, it is on higher level. And examples are given of respective both the things, that is skills. For example, in interpersonal skills minus part of extraversion plus part of agreeableness plus consciousness. And personality may have type of extraversion, rather it may be or it may be agreeableness. Your personality can be a consciousness. Okay, so these things are matter while knowing yourself. Again, personality versus interpersonal skills, we have already seen that what things are included in the interpersonal skills. Those are extraversion, self monitoring, social skills, consciousness and agreeableness. Okay, and self control is common, it is applicable to both the skills, that is intra and interpersonal skills. So how does personality map onto intra and interpersonal skills? On what level that personality maps onto intra and interpersonal skills? It is given here. On intrapersonal skills, it is mapped with self-esteem, attitude toward authority, emotional stability. And on interpersonal skills, it is mapped with extraversion, self-monitoring, social skills and agreeableness. So we may have discussion again in next slides. So our first question was that, back to first question, that is what should leaders become self-aware about? They should be self-aware about intrapersonal skills and interpersonal skills. So self-control, let's see about this self-control. So self-control is, let me tell you here, so self-control is a facet, it is a personality trait of consciousness. Okay, again it is applicable both, means it is already available in our intrapersonal skills and interpersonal skills. Means we control ourselves, we control others, whether you have good intrapersonal skills or interpersonal skills. So self definition of self control is given, or contents, main points are given here regarding that self control. So it is an impulse control. Self control, it has definition related to impulse control. Again we have persistence, regarding our task, we have persistence regarding others expectations. Again we may have low risk seeking, means if you control ourselves we may have low risk. Again we have low self centeredness, and we have ability to control our temper, and it is very essential or important while working at the working your professional career as well as your regular life. Again, that question is that what should managers become self-aware about? The previous question was that what should leaders become self-aware about, and now the question is that what should managers become self-aware about? Same thing, manager is also human being and leader is also a human being. So these things again applicable to manager also. So social skills is a facet of agreeableness and extraversion. Means as a manager, you should agree with someone else. No doubt there may be some doubts, there may be some uh, conditions or terms, but you should, by observing these things, you should agreeable. You should agree with the person to whom you are making contract. Again, you should extraversion means you should be talkative. Okay, so it is a social skills, it is a facet, it is a trait of your personality as a manager. Again, definition of social skills is given here. See, it is an ability to read others accurately. That is social skills. You should means you should observe others face. You may observe the non-verbal or body language of other people, and you realize something. Again, social skills make favorable first impressions, and you adapt to a wide range of social situations, and for that you should be persuasive. So social skills are also important by becoming self-aware towards your personality. But social skills are only part of interpersonal skills. Okay, means whenever you interact, you have interaction, and through interaction we develop our social skill. Then intrapersonal skills, we we build and maintain that interpersonal skills. And how we can develop our interpersonal skills? Through social skills. So we should put oneself in the place of another person and try to understand what the person expects in an interaction. Means we feel sympathy and empathy. We feel sympathy and empathy in your uh, social interactions. Again, self monitoring. We incorporate information about other person's expectations in one's subsequent behavior, and we regulate oneself when interacting with supervisor. Okay, when you are under control of someone else, you speak properly, you communicate properly with the seniors or supervisors. Means that time you control, you regulate yourself, you control yourself, you monitor yourself, and it is a good thing to control yourself, and we should stay focused on the other person's expectations. Again, what you learn today, these things we have learned, that is why become self-aware. Again, we learn that to improve performance. Hmm? We learn that how to manage career as a manager, as a good leader. We learn how to improve interpersonal interactions, means throughout the social social situations, social interactions, we may improve interpersonal interactions. And what is self awareness? That is knowing about oneself, knowing about yourself via feedback from self peers, and changing yourself accurately. Again, we learn what to become self aware about. We learn personality, interpersonal, and intrapersonal skills. Then, how to make the process of self awareness and how it is valuable for you. So, we may take valid surveys, we may compare your perception to another's perception. So, these sample questions are given here. See, how are interpersonal and intrapersonal skills similar and different from each other? Okay, that question is asked to you. How are interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills similar and different from each other? And how is self control different in the intrapersonal skills versus interpersonal context? So, these things we have all studied in this today's video lecture. So, you may take the reference. Again, you may search more information about self control, self awareness, and your interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills on net, or you may google these things and get extra information. I hope that this information we have realized in this today's presentation, and we may again lead for towards another video that is regarding our self-esteem, regarding our self-monitor, SWOT analysis, and team building and dynamics of team building. These things we are going to study in forthcoming slides. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.